Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Stalker25. Today, I got another action figure review for you guys on the newly released Jazwares Halo Spartan Collection Master Chief Series 3 version edition. This character does retail for about $20. I did pick mine up for from GameStop, and here's the barcode and SKU number for it. If you do want to pick this up, you can go to your local GameStop, have them look up this number right here, the 228962, and then he is Sparta 0073 for probably the name, but that's primarily what you want to give him. Is that here's a look at the whole wave on the back of the box, and that's what he comes with, is the VK78 Commando Rifle. He comes with the grapple shot accessory and a ton of additional hands. Now, this is our third version of Master Chief in the Spartan Collection. There might even be a fourth variant from Wave 1 that doesn't have like as chromy metallic of a visor, more of like a matte version, but still like shiny and everything. This one, as you could see here, there is some differences right off the bat, but we'll get a look at that more in a second. We're going to look at the accessories really quick that Master Chief does come with. Now, Master Chief does come with a open hand right here, as you can see. One is currently on the figure already, and he does come with this open, like, gripping trigger hand in a way for the weapons, to hold the weapons. So he does have both of these. I do have the other ones both on there as well, so he's got two sets of hands there. He's got a third set of hands in these fists for the character as well, so pretty nice. They all do hinge and swivel. And then last but not least, he does have the two-finger trigger pointing hand, I guess, which I wish this came on both sides. This is just for the left side, unfortunately. I wish he did come with a right-hand variant of this, as well as an energy sword holding hand for Master Chief. Since all the figures do have different wrist pegs, you can't use the energy sword holding hand from the Series 2 Mark 5B, which is kind of a bummer. I wish they just gave us an energy sword holding hand, since like you kind of would expect everything to be swappable and interchangeable with the Halo line, where anybody could use any weapon, but they don't give you that option with the energy sword, which is really kind of lame in my opinion, specifically being that weapon, because it is a very iconic weapon. You would love to see Master Chief with it. Now, here's our other accessory, being the grapple shot. This does have a string which can get out this far from it. It does just kind of go through the weapon, so it just kind of dangles out everywhere. There's really no good storage method for it. You'll just have a ton of extra string hanging out, and it looks like, I guess, kind of like the thing's gonna shoot out of it. And I think this is supposed to be the grapple shot, maybe where you put it onto right there. I don't know what arm this is supposed to go on exactly. I have played a little bit of the Infinite Beta, but I just didn't pay attention enough to it to know if this is where it goes, or what even this is on the figure. But yeah, it's a nice little added accessory, but I don't know if I'm going to display it too often. It does just like slide onto the arm, but I don't know. And then last but not least, he does have the only weapon that he comes with, being the Commando Rifle, which I think we've gotten previously with a different figure, maybe. I don't know who would have come with it. Maybe it was the red Mark 6 or Mark 7 Spartan. I think that might have came with it exactly. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's a nice little sculpt, nice paint. I do wish there was a little bit more weathering to it. I feel like the green is kind of clean. But yeah, I think it's very nice looking. So, overall, pretty cool so far. Now, let's get into Chief himself, because that's what we're here to look at. This is a very nice figure. I didn't really expect to want the Series 3 Chief at first when I first saw it. I was like, yeah, this is another Chief. We've had one in each wave. I've got a Series 1, a Series 2 so far. I don't need the 3. And then I'm like, oh, he doesn't have the chrome visor. That's kind of a bummer. This figure is a lot darker than the Series 1 and 2. They are pretty much identical figures with those ones, but the Series 3 is way darker, which I prefer with my Master Chief. I like him to look darker. He's got a lot more, like, black, scuffed up battle damage areas on him, and he's got a lot of silver dry brushing all over the place. Can't really see a lot of the dry brushing because of the lighting, but it's all over the place. Now, here we do have that ugly mark on the back again, where you see who makes it and everything like that, which shows on the foot. This character does have the new knees, which are a lot more rubbery plastic. And yeah, overall, I really like the look of this figure compared to the Series 1. I think this one is probably my new favorite, besides the visor. But I will say, my visor, like, I really like it. I think it's a nice... It looks like how the World of Halo figures look, because they don't have the metallic visors, which I do like the look of it on Master Chief. Like, after having it, it is nice having it as an option for an alternate style of Chief helmet in a way. But I will say, I have tried it already. You can't swap the Series 3 helmet with the Series 1. You can put them, I think you can put them on, but I don't think they really hold very well. We will swap it later in the video so you can get a look and feel for how that is, so you could see if that is something you want to do. Now, big bummer, mine did come missing its side attachment piece. I had two Chiefs in my hand when I looked at them at GameStop. I chose this one because it had the better paint. The paint work up here and like the little flashlight bits on the helmet was really bad, and so I picked this one, not realizing this wasn't on it. So I'm missing my little side attachment. So at some point I'll probably buy another Series 3 Chief, just to have another one, because why not? You can never have too many Master Chiefs, and maybe I'll paint one. So yeah, let's look at the articulation really quick, now that we're out of the way of all the QC issues. The head does not want to go back at all on mine for some reason. I think, is it stuck? Alright, so there we go. So that's as far up as you're going to get Master Chief's head, which is pretty good, honestly. Like, I think that resembles, like, several screenshots before from posters and in-game things. There's the head down, so that's as far as it's going to go. And then the shoulders do move up that far. It does get hindered because of the shoulder armor here. And then he does have a full 360 that you could do with the arm. Upper bicep cut. No butterfly, really. Like, there's a little bit of wiggle in there, but not really. Does have double jointed elbows, which get up very nicely. The wrists do swivel and hinge, which is very nice. Does have an upper diaphragm, which gets him back not that far, because he just popped out. So you get him back that far. Forward, really not so much. And he doesn't get a lot of side to side. And there's no, like... I mean, this part comes off, as you can see here, but he doesn't want to get anywhere going with that, so you can't really... He's not going back down. Okay, so we got him back together. Unfortunately, that back piece was not willing to cooperate back here, so you don't want to pop him apart. He doesn't really work that way. Now, Chief, I feel like I thought this is supposed to be painted back here, thinking about it, but yeah, there's no waist cut here. You can't do anything like that. Legs do go forward that far, back that much. Master Chief on the splits, actually, wow, nobody else in the wave was doing this, but Chief could do the splits, man. That's crazy. Does have an upper thigh cut, double jointed knees. Like I said, these are the new knees, which are a lot more rubbery and softer. Look pretty much the same, kind of meh on how they look, but they work really well. They do kind of get hindered a little bit. And it does have the ankles that do go back that far, forward that much. Does have ankle pivot, and then he does have a toe cut that goes up this much and down that much. So, very nice. So, very nice Chief. I do like the improvements on the Series 3 compared to the Series 1 and 2. All the joints feel pretty good. The only thing is this shoulder does feel a little loose. Not really loose, but like I could feel it at some point maybe giving out. And I don't know how the knees will be being that rubbery material in the long term. But I do really like the look and feel of this Chief though. And then let's do our height check on him before we do our size comparisons with other lines. And he does stand just about 7 and a little over a quarter, about 7.5, 7.25 inches tall. Yeah, 7.25 inches tall. So that's how tall your Chief stands. So he is bigger than the other Spartans in the line, spoiler, but he is a Spartan, like, Gen 2, Spartan 2, so he's supposed to be augmented to be very big. He's supposed to be like 7 foot something in armor, so he's a big boy. But yeah, here he is next to your Star Wars The Black Series Captain Rex, your Power Rangers Lightning Collection Dino Thunder Red Ranger, so he's taller than both by quite a bit. here he is next to your Iron Man Mark III, which pretty much taller than him by a lot for your Marvel Legend comparison. Your Mezco Stealth Iron Man. Your SH Figure Arts Goku. Now, I also am recording this video on October 4th. We have the final Smash Bros. Reveal tomorrow on the 5th. And I'm really hoping Chief is the last character. If he's not, obviously, by the time you see this video, it'll be the week after that review or that thing comes out. So we'll know by now, but I don't know yet. And I'm hoping it's Chief. Probably won't be, but I really do. I think he'd be the last character and make a big impact in that game. But here is next to Samus and Batman from Figma and Mafex. And then last but not least, our Reveltech All Might, which is about the same height as Iron Man, Jesus, Master Chief. So yeah, there he is with all those. Here he is with some other characters in the line. Here is with your Series 1 Master Chief, which, as you can see, the greens are so drastically different. He's so much darker. I like the visor more on this one, the look of it, but the helmets are different. Now, you can pop these off and put them on, but they did change up how the neck works. The helmets are actually molded entirely separate, so let's see. Here's your Series 1 helmet on your Series 3 Master Chief, which it works actually. I forgot, these ones do work. Now you can put this one on here, and it doesn't have any problem. It fits very snugly, but obviously, as you can see, the greens are just different. So if you did find a way to paint match the greens, this wouldn't be a bad Master Chief to replace this one, if you did want that. And now the Series 3 helmet, though, it goes on the head, but since the necks are so different, it doesn't really sit that low, so it does pop off and come off very easily. But you can head swap them if you really did like the look of that shiny visor. You'll just have to go into a little bit of the added effort of trying to paint match them, which can kind of suck sometimes since paint matching isn't the funnest. But yeah, there you go. There's your looks with your two Master Chiefs. Now, here is next to some other characters in the line. Here is next to your Emil from Series 2 and Kat from Series 1, which is pretty cool. And since Master Chief does encounter her several times in different games, here he is next to Palmer, he's taller, as he should be, and she makes fun of him in the game. It's kind of a bummer because she was very rude to our Lord and Savior Master Chief. Now, here is next to your Series 1 and Series 2 Mark V Bs, which look very nice next to Chief, honestly. Chief always looks good with any other Spartan figures. I do hope we get some other characters like Marines and ODSTs and maybe Sergeant Johnson and some other non-Spartan characters in the 6-inch form, because I would really appreciate that. But until then, he looks good with other Spartans. Alright, and we got two last ones for Chief to compare to. Here he is next to your Series 2 Jerome from Halo Wars, which hopefully we get an interaction of them in Halo Infinite, since they do start to take place in the same timeline now. And lastly, we have our other Series 3 Noble 6. So you can see how the two Spartan 2s are taller than the Spartan 3, because they should be. But yeah, Jerome is a really cool looking figure as well. If you do want to see a review on any of the Series 2 or 1 stuff, I do have all of them. I can't always do reviews, so if you want to see those, just let me know in the comments below. I can always go back and do little updated short reviews of them if you want to see them. Now, here is your look of all the characters that we did get from Series 3 of the Halo Spartan Collection from Jazwares. Now, I love all these figures. I think they're all great. I will say with Master Chief, though, that's all I'm going to have for him today, for Chief. I think he's a fantastic figure. He's a fantastic upgrade over the Series 1. If you're on the fence at all about him, I think he's worth it. If you only have a Series 1 or a Series 2, I say go out, pick up a Series 3, or just wait until maybe the 2-pack from GameStop comes out with the Combat Evolved and the Series Probably I'm assuming a version of the Series 3 for the Infinite Armor. That's a 2-pack happening. He looks very similar to how this one looks so far in that 2-pack. So it might just be the same figure. I also do plan on possibly getting and reviewing the 1000 Toys Halo Infinite like special edition Master Chief with like the red energy sword. So if I get that, I'll do a review and I'll compare it to this later in the future. But I think this is a fantastic Chief, a fantastic upgrade over the Series 1, and I honestly think you should probably go out and get him. Or wait until he goes on sale, maybe pick him up. But I think the Spartan Collection is such a great line, such a great value for what you get at $20. The only thing I would add, like I said, is literally just an energy sword hand on every Spartan. That's really all I would add. You get like 2 weapons per figure, which is great. I would love it if we got a weapon accessory pack at some point, but that's all for another video on another day. So, should you get him? I think so. But overall, for this entire wave here, should you pick all of them up? I think they're all worthy contenders of being pickup figures. I think they're all great. They're all improvements over their previous forms. We have 3 named figures here, 1 generic Reach/Infinite design. I think they're all fantastic. Now, how would I rank these figures since this is the complete wave of figures here? Personally, my overall favorite figure from this wave is Noble 6. Noble 6 is fantastic. He's a great figure. He's amazing. The only thing I would change on any of these figures is shiny visors and an energy sword hand, like I've said in all the reviews. But Noble 6 is awesome. I cannot stop like messing around with him, putting him in different poses. Even though I have him in this pose a lot, I love him next to Cat and Emil. I cannot wait until June, George, and Carter come out. I feel like with the sniper inclusion of this, we got June coming. I feel like he's coming. We've got a scout armor here. We've got a sniper here, even though it's not, this isn't June's scout armor, but we do have, 2 things of saying he could be coming later in the future, like with the sniper rifle. I feel like he's probably going to be wave 4. We've got the leak rumor of Carter with Carter's wave 4 rumor, so I feel like June is wave 5, and George will be our last one since he's a lot bigger, or a deluxe figure maybe. Now, Noble 6 is my first favorite. I think he's a fantastic figure. My second favorite in this wave is probably the Master Chief. I really love this look of him. I think he's a great improvement to the Series 1, and I think he's just a phenomenal figure overall, and I love the look. The only thing I hate is I'm missing that piece down here. But oh well. Next favorite. It's a really hard decision between these 2 right here. I think I do like Palmer just a little bit more because we do have this figure twice already, and the orange is a nice standout. We've got 2 orange Spartans, being the Gungnir one, I think, from Series 2, and now the Mark 5B here. But I think I could have done without a 3rd release of this. I would have rather had this be a different armor, or just, something different overall. But I guess with the new helmet on Noble 6, you want to use the mold twice, and you've already got the armor from previous figures, so might as well do it again, I guess, which I'm fine with. I just wish it wouldn't, this wave is technically 2 redo figures in a way and 2 new. I could have done without the Mark 5B, but Palmer is very nice, being our first Halo 4 armor style. I do like the distinct look difference between Bungie and 343 here. So Palmer's my other one. Palmer does have a little bit of weak ankles for me though, so she does kind of fall over a little bit, being the thinner female body, but oh well, she's still fine. And lastly, the Mark 5B is my 4th favorite, my last one on the list, but they're all great. I love all of them, and I'm so happy that I have all of them. So this is a phenomenal Wave 3. I can't wait for Wave 4. Can't wait to see what else Jazwares has in store. This is a fantastic line. And yeah, hopefully you all did enjoy. That is going to be it for me with the Spartan Collection figures for a while, until whenever Wave 5 comes out, or if I do videos on customs. I'm going to do some top 5 and top 10 most wanted figures, with armor-wise and named characters, so let me know in the comments below. What are some of your most wanted Halo figures made for the 6.5-inch Spartan Collection line? I got a lot. I'm going to do videos on them, like I said. I'll get those out at some point, hopefully in the near future. But until then, I'll have some Halo, probably Mega Construct reviews at some point maybe, as well as some World of Halo stuff. I've got a lot of stuff built up and I need to review it. So, that's going to be it for me today. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you haven't already, would always appreciate a like as well as a subscribe down below. And if you have done so already, I appreciate you and thank you very much. If you do want to follow the gameplay channel or the Twitter account. The links are in the description below as well. And you can always follow the gameplay, because I will play Halo Infinite and do a campaign gameplay, like, thing, series when that comes out. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.